Hi children, today we are going to learn how to do an experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for the process of photosynthesis children. So for this experiment we need a potted plant with green leaves children. Okay, so this is a potted plant with a green leaves children. So in order to continue this experiment children, we need de-starched leaves children. That means what? The leaves of that plant should not contain any starch particles. So how can we make that de-starched leaves children? By placing the potted plant in dark for 3 to 4 days of time children. So we can remove completely what children? Starch particles. Actually the plant will use away the starch particles which are present in the leaves. So that what happens children? The green leaves, so it will be of de-starched children. That means starch will be absent. So after 3 days keep it in the dark children, so we have to take a thin foil, aluminum foil or a black paper children, and we need to wrap at the middle of the what children? Leaf. So as shown in this figure children, so we need to wrap the thin aluminum foil in the middle of the what children? Leaf. Okay, and we have to pin, or we have to place the paper what children? Pin, so that very firmly, so that this aluminum foil will remains very firmly to this leaf. So why we are covering the part of this leaf with an aluminum foil or a black paper? Because by doing so children, so when this potted plant is kept in the sunlight, so this portion which is covered with aluminum foil, what happens children? It will not be exposed to the sunlight. Then what about the other two parts children? So that means this part as well as this part. So when we keep it in the sunlight children, the other part which is not covered, isn't it? So will be exposed to the sunlight children. Okay, so after just wrapping this aluminum foil children to the middle of the leaves children, we have to bring that potted plant to the sunlight children. Okay, so in the dark we have to keep it for 3 to 4 days, and after wrapping it with an aluminum foil, so we have to bring it back to the what children? Sunlight. So where the sunlight is what children? Maximum. So we need to place this potted plant in order to expose it to the sunlight children. So we have to place it this potted plant for 3 to 4 days in the sunlight children. So why we are keeping it in the sunlight? Because plants prepare their food materials in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so after 3 to 4 days of time children, so we need to detach the partially covered leaf from the plant. Okay, so we need to detach this what children? Leaf from the plant, right? And after detaching it from the plant children, so this leaf which is partially covered children, we have to remove the aluminum foil from the leaf, isn't it? And after removing this what children? Aluminum foil, we have to immerse this green leaf into the boiled water. See what we have did now. So we have detached this leaf and removed the aluminum foil and placed it in the boiled water. So why we need to place it in the boiled water for few minutes? Because in order to break the cell membranes of the plant cells children. So why we need to break the cell membranes of the plant cells, I mean leaf cells children here? Because so when we pour iodine solution onto the leaf children, so directly it will go to the what children? Starch. Okay, it will it will directly without any interference. So this iodine drops will reach to the starch particles children. So if that cell membranes of the leaf cells are remain like that, so it will not reach completely children. So in order to do in order to reach the iodine solution to the starch children, so what we need to do here is, so we are just immersing this leaf in the boiled boiled water for few minutes, so that the cell membranes of the leaf cells will be break, and easily the iodine solution will be absorbed, children. Okay, and now after doing so, children, then we have to take this children, leaf and dip it in the boiled alcohol, children. So say that it is an ethanol, okay, any kind of alcohol. So we have to take that children, leaf and dip it into the boiled alcohol. So here we must be very careful, children. So you take a small beaker, isn't it, and pour alcohol in that, and immerse this children, leaf in that, and if you place it directly on the burning sphincter, children, so what or Bunsen burner, children, what happens, so being that it is an alcohol, children, it is an inflammable, so that we should not do such kind of thing, children. Okay, we must not place the alcohol beaker directly on the children, light, or on the Bunsen burner, children. Okay, so for that what we need to do, how to boil this alcohol? So we have to place this children, small beaker in a water bath, isn't it, in a water bath. This is a big beaker in a water bath. So when you boil this children, water, so when this water in the big beaker gets boiled, automatically the alcohol in the small beaker also gets boiled, children. So when this alcohol gets boiled, what happens? So slowly the chlorophyll which is present in this leaf will be children, will be separated. That means it will be collected in the alcohol, children. So for few minutes we have to do this process. So we will observe that alcohol turns into children, green color. So when the alcohol turns into a green color, so we will understand that the chlorophyll pigments in this green leaf will be removed, children, isn't it? So is it clear, children? So what we are doing here, so we are not placing the alcohol beaker directly on Bunsen burner because it is inflammable. So we are placing it in the water bath, children. Okay, so in order to remove the chlorophyll pigments from this children, leaf. After removing these chlorophyll pigments, children, so when the alcohol turns green in color, so slowly we have to take this children, leaf from the alcohol, isn't it, and place it on the place it in the petri dish, isn't it? So we need to keep it on the petri dish. So when we take it from the chlorophyll, when we take it from the alcohol beaker, children, so even the surface of the leaf also contains children, chlorophyll pigments. So in order to remove the chlorophyll pigments on the surface of the leaf, children, so we need to wash with children, water, rinse with water. Okay, clean with the water now. Okay, so take a petri dish here and just you pour a water on this children, on this leaf, so that to remove the chlorophyll pigments on the surface of the leaf, isn't it? And then what we need to do, just make sure that there is no chlorophyll pigments on the surface of the children, leaf, and then just you drop children, with the help of dropper, you drop few drops of iodine solution on the leaf, isn't it? So this leaf gets decolorized. So when you boil in this children, alcohol, so it gets completely children, decolorized, because already green color is gone, because chlorophyll is lost from the leaf. So it looks children, pale color, or it looks a decolorized children, leaf. So this decolorized leaf, when you place it in the children, petri dish, okay, add few drops of iodine solution with the help of dropper, children, so the leaf will turns into blue black color, children. Okay, so but here one thing we will notice here. So we will notice that the leaf completely, it will not turn into a blue black color, children. isn't it? Only partially. So partially means what, children, here? So which part of the leaf will turn into a blue black color? So the part of the leaf which is exposed to the sunlight, so that part of the leaf will turn into a blue black color, children. And the part of the leaf which is covered with a thin aluminum foil or a black paper, children, so that is not converted, that is not turned into a blue black color, children. Instead, it will remain pale color, or it will remain in the pale color, children, or colorless only. Okay, so by this, children, we will understand that. So this what, children, starch particles are formed when starch particles are formed in the parts of what, children, leaf where it is exposed to the what, children, light, isn't it? And here the starch particles are not formed what, children, in which part? So the part which is covered with a thin aluminum foil, children, isn't it? So by this experiment, children, so we will come to know that the plants, green plants, prepare food materials in the presence of what, children? Photosynthesis, children, isn't it? So this is about what, children, a simple experiment which we can do it in our science laboratory also, children. So this experiment show that what, sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis, children. So in glance we will see, children. So for this experiment we require a potted plant with a green leaves, children. First, in this beginning of this experiment, what we need? We need a de-starched leaf. For that, we are placing the whole potted plant 3 to 4 days in the dark, and after placing it in the dark, we are just wrapping the one of the leaf with a thin aluminum foil, isn't it, so tightly, okay, and then bring it to the sunlight. And when you expose it to the sunlight, children, what happens for 3 to 4 days? So just when it is exposed to the sunlight, children, and remove or detach the leaf which is partially covered with aluminum foil, then dip it in the boiled water, isn't it, in order to break the membranes of cells in the leaf cells, children. And then you dip it in the what, children? Alcohol, boiling alcohol, in order to remove the chlorophyll pigments, isn't it? And rinse that what, children? Decolorized leaf, children, in order to remove completely the chlorophyll pigments on the surface of the leaf. And then with the help of dropper, you add few drops of iodine solution to this decolorized leaf. So the leaf which is exposed to the sunlight will turn into a blue black color, children. Which is not exposed to the sunlight, children, it remains pale in color, children. So this is about what, children? Experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for the process of photosynthesis, children. I hope it is very clear to you, children. This is very important question also, children. Okay, so if you really like this video, children, please subscribe to my channel and also share it to your friends, children. So that's all for today, children. Thank you very much.